everyone, and welcome to another episode of Performer Talk with me, your host Simon South. Now today I thought that we would talk about something a little bit different. I thought we'd look a little bit into my past and discuss something that I did a very long time ago, and that is Britain's Got Talent. I thought that we would look at and start discussing my own experiences of Britain's Got Talent. Now, as I said, this was a very long time ago. I looked it up the other day because I couldn't remember how long ago it actually was. It turned out it was 2009, which was the third series of Britain's Got Talent. So I'm going to take you through how I did it, how I went through everything, how I got to where I got to, and yeah, so let's get to it. Britain's Got Talent, as you are aware, is a massive phenomenon. It is huge, and therefore, well, it's massive now. And when I first did it, it was, as I said, the third series. It was just picking up traction, but it was still an amazing, incredible thing to try and be a part of. Now, how I got into doing Britain's Got Talent was I was in college at the time. This is what I mean. It was a very long time ago for me. So what I decided to do was I didn't necessarily want to do it. However, the people I was with in college suggested that I go and do this. And it was almost like a sort of running joke of every time I did a trick in college that someone would go, "Oh, Simon, you should go and do Britain's Got Talent." Because then, as it is now, it was a huge phenomenon. And I must admit, it wasn't something that I ever thought myself as doing, especially because back then, I was 16 when I did Britain's Got Talent. And yeah, at 16, I obviously was nowhere near the level that they have on the show regarding magicians that actually, make it and do phenomenally well. But also, I was a close-up guy, like I am now. I do close-up magic, but I had no idea at all regarding anything to do with stagecraft or stage magic. I'd done acting in school and all that, but regarding having magic on stage, it was just something that I'd never encountered before, as in, I'd watched it, I'd enjoyed it, I've loved it, but I had no idea where to start at all. So when they were saying, "Oh, you should go and do Britain's Got Talent," yeah, go and do Britain's Got Talent, it'll be brilliant, you do it. What was going through my head was, I can't because I don't have the right material. Now, what happened next was I just kind of gave in. And one night I got home from college and I filled in the application form for Britain's Got Talent and went back the next day and told everyone that I'd done it. Like, yeah, brilliant, great. But I didn't expect at all to get anywhere. I thought that I'd just fill in the application form and that'd be it. And because I didn't have any videos, or I had one video that I put up, but it wasn't very good and everything else. Like I wasn't a name. I'm still not a name, but I definitely wasn't a name then, and I was just starting out. And yeah, it was weird. I didn't think that I'd get anywhere. But anyway, what happened over the next couple of weeks was I got I can't remember whether it was a letter or an email. I say it was a very long time ago, saying that I was accepted. And it was the weirdest feeling. Because at that time as well, as I said, I don't know how the show has changed. I've only done it the once, and that was back then. So it's probably changed a lot since then. But back then, it was almost like, oh my goodness, there's someone's taking the time to want to see me, and it felt huge at the time. However, obviously, I didn't have anything I could do, especially because back then, on Britain's Got Talent, like now on Britain's Got Talent, if there's a magician on who's a close-up magician, then it's really easy for them to go up to the judges and show them a trick and that sort of thing. Whereas back then, that was not even something that anyone had ever thought of to do. I think, and please do correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think the first person to do that was Jamie Raven. But I could be completely wrong. I've not kept up with Britain's Got Talenty things. But yeah, so there's me knowing that I'm going to audition for quite possibly the biggest television show in the UK with no material. Nothing. Absolutely zilch. Not a clue what I'm doing here. So I go to my local magic shop. And I pop down to my local magic shop, which is run by the wonderful PJ, which is in Birkenhead Market, because I live on the Wirral, and it's amazing. PJ has been there literally throughout my entire career as a magician, from when I first went into Birkenhead Market with my granddad, and he sold me a deck of cards, all the way through, and every now and then I still do pop down and go, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? He's a wonderful, wonderful man. He really is very, very lovely. And yeah, so I went down and explained the situation. Explained that I was doing Britain's Got Talent, but I had nothing. I didn't have a clue what to do or anything. And so we sat down. Well, let's say we sat down. Mainly, he stood behind the counter showing me lots and lots of tricks, which is what he does. But yeah, and it just so happened that at that time there was another magician in there, and he'd heard all this and everything else, and he suggested that I swallow a balloon. Now, obviously, I had no idea how to do this at all, and I still don't know. Well, he probably told me his name then, but I was in such a furore kind of thing, I couldn't remember his name. So apologies in advance, because this is for you. If you ever see this, then thank you so much for being in that shop at that day, because you essentially helped change my entire career. So I went in and he taught me how to swallow a balloon. And that's what I then decided to do on Britain's Got Talent. And for those of you that don't know what it looks like to swallow a balloon, then I'm going to cut to a clip now so you can see what it looks like. So there's me swallowing a balloon. Looks pretty weird, looks pretty gross, I admit, but it's also a really cool trick that people do. Loads of people do it. It's a really cool little trick. So I went along to Manchester, which was where they were filming the preliminaries, shall we say, for Britain's Got Talent. This is where you go into the room and they put a camera on you, and essentially you just do your thing to the camera. And they record it, and if they think that it'll look good on stage, then you get through to the next round. So I'm sat there waiting for ages and ages, because this is the one thing that no one ever tells you about Britain's Got Talent and regarding filming and everything else, is that it takes ages. I'm not even kidding here. The amount of people that they had there at that particular filming. I mean, I was given a slot. So let's say, for instance, my slot was 2:30 till 20 to 3, right? Let's say it was them. But I had to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning in case people didn't turn up, or something went a bit awry with filming or anything like that, so that I could just be there for them to go, oh, we want this dude, and yeah, okay. So I'm given my slot, and I'm checking my watch, and my time comes and goes, essentially, and they are running massively behind. And I'm sat there with my dad and my girlfriend at the time, who came with me, my first ever girlfriend, and just sat there waiting to be called. And eventually, I think about 2 or 3 hours later, we do get called through to, I get called through to go and do it. And yeah, it was literally just a white room at the Manchester Lowry with a dock-off camera in front of it. And they just said, okay, have you got any music? And I was like, yep, here's my music. And they put on the track and I swallowed a balloon. And then that was me done. We got in the car and we went home. And I thought that was going to be it. Oh, how wrong I was. Guys, I'm going to end it there because this video is getting on a bit, but I will do a part 2, which will be up next week for you to view. In the meantime though, please do subscribe to the channel. Please do give this video a nice little like. It really does mean the world to me. And comment below as well, other things that you might want to hear. So please guys, no matter where you are in the world, have a wonderful day, morning or evening, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks very much and see you then.